Hello everyone, in this video we want to introduce you an Excel file that helps you to manage your appointments. Since this Excel file is developed based on the VBAM macros, when you open this Excel, you will see the yellow ribbon that asks you to enable the content of this Excel. So before starting to use this Excel, please enable the content of this software. So this Excel file helps you to manage your appointments. For example, if you're working in the doctor office, or you have a beauty salon, or you're assistant of the managers that need to manage the meeting of your manager, you can use this Excel file. This Excel file has multiple tabs. The main tab you will work with is this tab, which is the form that for the assigning or entering the new data in it. Another tabs I will discuss about this tab shortly, but these day view, calendar, call history, and financial dashboard are the views that help you to see what are your appointments are or how many revenue that you receive by your clients. And these tables will maintain the data of your files. This table maintain the appointments data, this table will maintain the clients data, and this table will maintain the server data. You will see another tab, which is the list of these are some data I use in my development of the macros and VBA. So I hide this tab. We have to hide the tabs, pivot table, and the list tab. You will not need to manipulate these tabs. If you want, you can unhide them. And also you need to remember that this Excel, this software has no any password on it. So you are able to manipulate all you need in this Excel file. Also, you are able to manipulate the codes of the Visual Basic as well. So these are all open for you, and you can change what the codes here as well. So let's get back to the software and see how it works. In the Form tab, you will see this worksheet is created based on 3 separate sections. The first section is the server provider, the second one is the client information, and the third one is the appointment information, which is divided based on 2 subsections: before visiting and after the visitings. And these are the costs that you estimate, and these are the costs actually occurred. So for example, right now we have some test data in this software. Whenever you download this Excel file, you will see the empty data. So this will be the blank. You will not see these data in the Excel, but I will show you and I also show how it will look like at the end of the video. So for example, you want to add a new server. The server can be a doctor, can be your manager, whoever wants to serve the clients, whoever you want to assign the appointments to him or her. So for example, you want to add a new server. You need to select this previous server. You need to delete that. If you delete that, you can see the server information will be empty. And for example, you need to assign the ID number. The ID number is the thing that should be unique for each service provider. So when you want to assign the numbers to your service provider, you have to remember that it should be unique. So you can use the personal ID, you can use the first name and the last name of your server. I actually think that if you want to assign the unique number to your server, use the first name and the last name for the time you want to search the server. It's more convenient to find that server. So for example, I wanna add myself, Armin Keshavarzi. If I put my first name here, Armin, you can see the Excel already find me because I previously add myself to this server. And for example, there is another Armin Keshavarzi. I need to add him with the, for example, the another type of the ID number. For example, I add him with the 2 character of their last name to manage that the unique ID number. So I want to add this service provider with this unique ID number, and the first name is Armin, the last name will be Keshavarzi. For example, this is the dot specialty is I, and the cost per hour is the cost that this service should receive from the clients. Actually, for some reason that you do not need this cost per hour, if you want to change that, you are able to do that. For example, instead of cost per hour, I want to have, for example, cell phone number. You are able to have that too. So you are able to change any of these fields as you wanted, but you are not able to add a new field or remove any of these. So if you do not use these fields, just make it empty or change it to whatever you needed, but do not remove or add anything to that. So for example, I enter some test data, the phone number and the email address, and the note for this service provider. For example, he just works in the morning. Okay, and I can assign the schedule of the working time of this service provider. For example, this service provider will work just 4 days and just work in the mornings, for example 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. So this is the schedule of working of this server. And after you enter the data, you need to add this server to your database. So press the add or update button. After you press that, you will see the done message, and after that you will see in the server table this person is added to your table. So for example, if you want to edit one of these server data, you can choose them and update that as well. So if I choose one of these previous server and press the add or update button, you will see done button, and if you go to the server table for Yasuke, you will see the notes of previous node is updated to the newest one. So this button is used for adding a new server or updating the information of the previous servers. The second section, also the remove button, can be used for removing any of this client which is not working for you. For example, this Armin K, I previously added myself in my added myself into the table, so I do not actually need this new one, so I need just to remove that, and I can just remove it, and after that you can see the server table this one is removed. So let me select myself, and you just need to type to search them, or you can just select them. Okay, after that, the client information. For example, someone called to your office and asked you for an appointment. If you previously had this client information, you just need to search based on his or her ID number. So you can ask what is your ID number, and he or she say that, for example, is 00799. So if I press 007, it finds you the first ID number that matched the characters you entered already entered. Or you can, for example, 009, if you press 9, it will find you the first one with this same ID number. So you just need to write the ID number there. For the client information, the best thing to have the unique ID number is the personal ID or the case number. But I just set this here for someone want to have another ID number. So you just need to select that, or if this client is new, you just need to ask him what is, for example, your ID number. For example, it's 008, and the first character that is not in the client table, if you enter the first character that is not in your previous ID numbers, it show you the blank information of that client. For example, it's 00811. You just need to enter the client information, and then you are able to enter the personal information. For example, if I add myself and the personal ID, if you want to change that, as I told you, you can change it to whatever you want. For example, to the blood sign, if I wanted, you can add it to the blood sign. So you are able to modify whatever cells you wanted here. So I just add some random data. The insurance name is assumed for most doctor office or someone who accept the insurance thing. So if as I told you, if you do not use them, for example, if you have a beauty salon, you will not have insurance data, so you can modify to whatever you want. And the note is something that this is specific for the client profile. So you want to have, for example, this client need to be checked every week, for example. It's a total information of this client. And the case number, for example, you have the case for this client. And these gray cells, the last visit date, last visit time, last server, and the last visit node, these has some formula in it, so please do not change these cells. So if you change that, these formula will be removed and you are unable to have them back. So I suggest that when you download this Excel file, have a copy at first for the empty cell, and then use another Excel for adding your data. So have the refresh Excel file every time you need it. So after you add the client information, just press the add or update button to adding this new client to your client table. So after you add that, this client will be added to your clients table, and you are able to assign the appointment for this client. So ask him or her what date you want to have appointment. For example, he said, as you can see right now, this time is reserved by another client, so you cannot assign the appointment to this client for this date and time. It says that cannot be reserved due to reserved by another client 00788. So for example, this person said that I want to have appointment for tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 60. So I add day 60 at the 10 a.m. So this time is free for this server provider. So you need to ask whom you want to visit. For example, he said Armin Keshavarzi. I can choose Armin Keshavarzi, and you will see this is non-working day for Armin K. So you can say, sorry, Armin Keshavarzi will not work in that date. You need to change the date. For example, this is Sunday. Armin will work on Monday. Yes, so you can say you can visit Armin Keshavarzi the day after today. So we can choose day 70. For Monday, the arming is free, and you can assign this time for this client. So before assignment, you can say that the estimated cost of this visit will be $50, for example, and you need to pay something to finalize this assignment. You can say that to client if you have such a thing, or you do not have, you can change that to whatever you want or make it 0. So after you define the estimated cost, you need to delete the total cost and tax and insurance reductions, and then you are able to assign that. So after you assign this appointment date for this client, you can see the availability will change it to the reserve. And for example, right now it's the 70th, the day Monday, and the client comes, and you say that okay, and he visited our Keshavarzy, and after that you say that okay, the cost should be not be 50, it should be 60 or whatever you think, or is the same as the previous, you said $50. You can have the tax information, for example $10 for tax, and insurance reduction. For example, the insurance company say that I will give the $50 to you, and the final payment for the client will be $10. As you can see, these gray cells have some formula. You are able to change. These are just the regular summation or minus formula, because in some cases you need to add the percent number for tax. For example, you will say that this is 10% tax for each of them, and you can use percent and change the formula here. So these are just simple formula that you can change it based on your needs. And if you do not have the reduction, insurance reduction, you can set it as a 0, or you can just make it empty. So after you finalize the information after visit, if you press the assign button, the data will be updated for this client. So whenever the data of the appointment changes, you can use the assign or update button as well. So this is how it works. So for example, another client call you and ask you for reserving the day 70 with Armin Keshavarzy as well at the time. So if I choose day 7, and I came here to choose Armin Keshavarzy for service and choose the day month 6, for example, as you can see right now, the availability say that this date and time is reserved by another client. So you are unable to assign this date and time for this client to Armin Keshavarzy, and you can say you need to change the service provider, or we need to change the time or date of this visit. She said it's okay, I can come at 11 o'clock if you have a free time, but you can say, oh sorry, this time is reserved by another server, another client as well, so you need to change the time as well. I have free time for 12 o'clock if you want to. The client said it's okay, I will have that, I want to reserve that time for me, please reserve that time for me. So you can assign that time to this client. But after a while, this client called you and say, oh sorry, I cannot come to at this time or date, so I need to cancel my reservation. So you are able to press the cancel button here. If you press the cancel button and say yes, the time will be free. And if you refresh the button, you can see all the data will be refreshed and show the empty data here. So this is how this form works. If you want to see all the data of this form in just one page, you just need to zoom out. You can zoom out, and by this way you can see all the data information in just one page, and you do not need to go down or up all the time. or you can use the normal view as well. If you use the normal view and then zoom out, you can see all the data of this form in just one view page, or you can hide the rulers or the formula bar as well if you do not need them. So this is how the form view works. And another tab is the day view. So for example, if I want to see what are the appointments of the today, I just simply can come here and press the today button, and after that I can see there is no appointments for today. So this is blank. If I choose tomorrow, I can see that tomorrow is blank as well. If I see the day after, I will see all the appointments that we have in the day 7 week. So these are the clients that has the appointment in this date, and these are the server that gives the service to these clients. And you can see the client profile node and the client appointment node as well to help you to manage these appointments. For example, if I choose the day 10, if you can see there is two server who provides the services to these clients. If I just want to see one server, I just simply can filter that to this by using this button, or I can clear the filter as well. Another view is the calendar view, which shows you all the appointments per weeks. For example, these are the appointments for day 11. If I want to see the next week, I can simply go to the next week or the previous week by using this button, or choose a date for seeing my specific week. And as you can see, there is a checkbox here. If you check all of this checkbox, you will see all appointments for all server providers for all of these peoples. Or if you uncheck that, you just see the appointment for this server provider, for example, for Armin Keshavarzi. Another view is a client history, that you are able to select one client information. For example, this client, if I choose the client, I can see the total information of this client and all the history of his or her visit. So her visitors are at this date, at this time, with these server providers, and the total cost information for this client, and all notes that you write it for this client. So this is good to see what is the history of your clients. And another tab is the financial dashboard. Whenever you come to this dashboard, just please press the refresh button to have the newest report for newest data, to include all the new data in this dashboard. And in this dashboard, you are able to select multiple dates for the different clients. For example, if I just want to see Armin Keshavarzi data, I can filter it based on Armin Keshavarzi. If I want to see Armin Keshavarzi and Arash Keshavarzi together, this data for this report together for these server providers, I just simply need to hold the control key in my keyboard and select Arash Keshavarzi as well, and then I can see the data for these two servers and do not see other server information, or I can clear the filter button. And also I am able to see, for example, I just want to see the report for just 1 month. I can select month 6, for example, and I will see the report for month 6. And if I want to see 3 months, I can hold the control key in my keyboard and press each of these months I want to see the report for them. So I am able to see the different dates, the report for different dates. And just remember, use the refresh button whenever you come to this financial dashboard to see the newest data in the reports. So this is all you need to know for using this Excel file. As I told you, this table will hold your data of your server, client, and appointments, and you're able to just manipulate all these data. If you want to, just simply come here to your database and edit one of these to whatever you want. It's okay. So another thing you need to notice, if you have the data backup and start over. If you press the data backup, it will get the backups from the server table, clients table, and assign appointment table as well. For example, if I want to have a backup, and I can choose the folder, I can assign the name, date, backup for example 2019, and press OK, and then data will be backed up into another Excel file. If you press OK button, if you go to the desktop, this is the data backup, and you can see these data, all of these data is backed up into another Excel file. And the last button I want to talk about is the start over. If you press this button, all the data in this table will be removed and you have the refresh Excel. So right now the server table, client table, and the appointment table are empty, and when you download this Excel file, you will see this view. So you are able to come here and assign a new server, your server provider, and for example, if I assign this, add an object, and then add your client's information as well. So this is how this Excel works. Add your data of the service provider, add your client information, and then assign the appointments to them. So I hope this Excel file helps you a lot, and goodbye. In order to watch more training videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diako Ltd. And if you want to see our products, please visit our website, diako.co.uk.